everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Here we've got a couple of big targets who will try to be key contributors in both the pass and run games today. It's the Lions going up against the Seahawks. And with that, we'll send you up to the Pacific Northwest and CenturyLink Field in Seattle, home of the 12s. So we'll welcome in our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Evergreen State and CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. Tonight, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Detroit Lions and the Seattle Seahawks. Hello again, everybody. I'm Brandon Gaudin here in the booth with, as always, Charles Davis. Charles, a lot of times in the open, we focus on quarterbacks, running backs. What about the tight ends in this one?
Well, I think LR identified it really well because the tight ends are matchup nightmares nowadays. Who are you going to cover them with? Because really, they are pumped up wide receivers who can flat out run and use their body to create bigger plays. Cover them with a linebacker, cover them with a defensive back. Either way, they feel like they have the advantage.
Stephen Hauschka now about set to get this one started. And off we go from Seattle. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So the Detroit Lions, here they come taking the field. Matthew Stafford leading them out there. And they limp into the playoffs a little bit, no doubt. But those last three games, it's not like they were cakewalk.
Not at all, and we just knew this was going to be difficult for them because they were 9-4 and riding high. But you saw how things were backloaded at the end of the season. At New York to play the Giants, at Dallas to play the Cowboys, then at home with everything on the line for the NFC North against Green Bay. They didn't win any of them, but I think it's much more because they can't run the ball. They don't have a lead ball carrier, and they can't generate anything to take pressure off of Matt Stafford.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. And Jones has it over the middle. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. A good safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
Second down now after the pass completion.
4 down, check, 4 down, 4 down.
Now here's the first carry for Amir Abdullah. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Got the hand caught up in the grill of the face mask, 15-yard penalty.
So tough for a defender. You're trying so hard to make a play, and the way that these offensive guys can move around, sometimes your hand gets into the wrong place.
Tight on this side, boys, tight on the left, tight on the left. Move. Hey, 22! Watch the shift!
Following the penalty, Abdullah.
Run, fellas, let's run!
He'll get only a couple down to the 44. The tackle there by Richard Sherman. So here's the lineup, and in the backfield, it's Abdullah.
Amir Abdullah, if it had been up to a lot of college coaches, would be an all-pro corner. But he knew he wanted to be a running back, and has proven why. Can run it, can catch it, and return kicks.
See if they stay on the ground for second down.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. Watch 9. Watch 9.
Play fake to Abdullah. It's Stafford. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
Attaboy, baby. Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Encroachment, defense. Still second down.
Tight ends on the Lucy. Tight ends on the Lucy. Tight ends on the Lucy. Set. Four down. Alert.
A second down run for Abdullah. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. The tackle was made by Michael Bennett. The Seahawks, here's their defensive lineup.
Michael Bennett is one of the best pass-rushing defensive linemen in the game. Normally plays defensive end, but when they go to those nickel packages and he works inside, look out, offensive guards. You've got a problem.
Check. Tight right. Solo out there. Check the outside.
And they've got an extra defensive back out there now on 3rd and 13. 3rd and long. It's Stafford. He's going to float this one deep right side. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
So on 4th down, here's Sam Martin to punt it away for Detroit. Back deep for the Seahawks, the All-Pro returner from 2015, Tyler Lockett. And for Russell Wilson, who jogs out there now with his offense, his best year since coming into the league in 2012. Charles, if you just look at the numbers, finishing 10th in the NFL with 4,219 yards passing.
Yes, the numbers mean something, but to me it was his best year for other reasons, starting with learning how to play hurt, how to play with a knee and an ankle injury, which meant he had to play from the pocket more than he could get out there and run around and make plays that way. And he was the focal point of the offense. The running game wasn't there as it had been in the past for Seattle. That's why I thought it was his best year and really accelerated his development as a quarterback in the NFL.
And he'll look to further solidify the great season as they host Detroit in round 1 of the playoffs. And he's going to lose yardage here, back to his own 18. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, good luck there as a ball carrier. You get handed that football, look up, oh, there's a big D tackle ready to swallow you whole for a loss.
Yeah, you kind of count on your guys to give you at least a little bit of time, a little bit of space to try and maneuver, but not on that one. And when you have a defensive tackle who is that strong, that agile, he's a lot to deal with. Sometimes you have to double him, and sometimes you're not able to block him no matter who's trying.
On 2nd down, Wilson. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Give him 10 yards on the pickup.
Doug Baldwin has gone from undrafted to one of the top targets in the NFL, but he still has that monster chip on his shoulder, still doesn't get the respect he deserves. Just ask him. And he finished 11th this year in receiving, which means he's just outside the top 10, which I think will motivate him further in the playoffs.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe that makes the chip a little bigger come playoff time.
I'm not sure Doug Baldwin's chip can get much bigger, but boy, does he translate into excellent play.
Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. And when you're running the football, one thing you don't want to see is a big boy coming up there to swallow you whole in those D tackles and nose tackles.
No, you're actually counting on your big boys to protect you from them. But on that play, the defensive tackle had the leverage, and he won the battle. No gain, correct?
No gain. So on 4th down, as seen on TV, here's their resident strongman, John Ryan, on to punt. Back deep for the Lions, it's Golden Tate. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field.
We got 4.
They start the drive with Abdullah. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Hey, boys, we got 4 down.
Set, 180.
Stafford gives to Abdullah on the draw. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Tight end left. 4 down, 4 down. Check.
Stafford on first down. Ebron caught left side. A gain of 6 there on first.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
Alone to the right is Jones.
We're rolling. 180.
On second down, here's Stafford. Surveying the field. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
And the dreaded face mask penalty, that's going to cost him 15 yards.
And it's such a dangerous play. Body going one way, and then your head gets yanked back the other. 15 yards is the right call.
Fresh set of downs here.
Tight, watch left. Tight, watch left. 4 down.
Set, 180.
Now Stafford hands to Abdullah. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
To throw on second down is Stafford. Ebron's got it. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
3rd down now following the completed pass.
4 down.
Now the Notre Dame man. This is Theo Riddick.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Face mask penalty, and Charles, you were a defender. You know sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to keep your hands away from that face mask.
Sometimes you just get out of position as a defender when you're trying to make a tackle, so you end up flailing away, and your hand gets into the wrong spot.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Strong right. Hey.
Alone to the right is Jones. They go play action here. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Holding. Defense.
So the grab there by the defense, the holding penalty call.
Boom, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Got double tight. Double tight. Hey, four down.
An encroachment penalty here, maybe just a mental lapse, partner.
Sometimes you have to just watch the football. Make sure it's snapped before you're jumping.
Defense. Still first down.
Double tight. Four down. Alert.
Set. 180.
Mike's 55.
Stafford gives to Abdullah. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Michael Bennett's versatility, being able to play any position along the defensive front, allows him to make those types of plays. He finds good matchups and gets into the offensive backfield.
And there it works for a tackle for loss. And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
They'll come out in the pistol.
Set. 180.
Hey. Four down.
They go with Abdullah again. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Throwing on third down, Stafford. He's got time in the pocket. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete. Jeremy Curley, the intended receiver. And that brings up fourth down. Now it's Matt Prater on for the Lion field goal try. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, but the net gain, 3 points.
And you're going to have drives like that in this league. Sometimes you just got to take the 3 and move on. Always better than nothing.
Now it's Martin to do the honors after the made field goal. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Tight. 380.
34. Eyes on 34.
The drive begins with a run by Rawls. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Here's the offense. Certainly some threats on this offense, and one of them that they target is Doug Baldwin.
Not only does he do a nice job catching the ball downfield, he's also a tremendous blocker that helps unleash the running game.
So 2nd and 10 here.
Double tight, double tight. 4 down, check.
Tight, Blue 80.
Off the play fake to Rawls. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And his guys will take over at the 14-yard line in the red zone. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
87's me. 87's me.
Blue 50.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense.
So a little jumpy there defensively. Ref caught him in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty.
Two tights. 4 down.
Gonna go up 60.
Mike's 5-4. Mike's 5-4.
Here's Stafford. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what 2nd down has in store.
Tight on the right. 4 down.
Set, Blue 80.
Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. This is a screen to Abdullah. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying it is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the 1st down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford finding time, and that is incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time, and it's 4th down.
And that was a nice play. He knocked it away, but obviously you want the interception in this situation. You want to take away any chance that they have any decision to make on 4th down, but things happen so quickly in the end zone in this compressed area of the field that you're just happy to knock it away and not allow a touchdown.
Now it's Matt Prater on for the Lion field goal try. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the first. So they recover the fumble in plus position, but they can't go anywhere. In fact, they go backwards, but they do get a field goal out of it.
They'll take the 3, but in a lot of ways, they feel like they let themselves down by not capitalizing, and they definitely let the defense down for getting the key turnover.
Now it's Martin to do the honors after the made field goal. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
They start on the ground with Rawls. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And the starting crew defensively for Detroit.
DeAndre Levy is one of those linebackers who makes everyone around him better when he's on the field.
Now Wilson on second down. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jermaine Kearse. And that takes us from second to third down. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on third down. On third down, Wilson. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So a big roughing the passer penalty, Charles, and of course that's 15 yards.
And everyone knows how protected the quarterbacks are. You've got to make sure that when you launch at a quarterback that you're hitting him in the right spot and in the right time.
And now a first down following that long gain.
4 down. Alert.
They come out here in the eye. Following the penalty, it's Rawls. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Hey. 4 down.
On second down, Wilson. It's caught outright by Graham. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
And a big face mask penalty here, 15 yards.
You never want to get your hands up in the face mask area because your fingers can get tangled up there, and that can hurt you as a player.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve.
We got 4.
They go again with Rawls. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. Glover Quinn there on the stop.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
On second down, here's Wilson. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Wilson. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Charles, I know it's hard when live bullets are flying, but you cannot keep your hand up around the face mask area.
It is absolutely inexcusable nowadays. We talk about target areas all the time. You have to aim lower so that your hand doesn't get involved in the face mask.
Single. I got 15. I got 15.
Stafford on first down. Incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, his intended target. And it's second down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
Second down following the incompletion.
Tight end right.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. Now a give. This is Abdullah. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. So the Lions go backwards there, and unfortunately that's something they saw a lot in 2015. They had the fewest rushing yards of any team in the NFL.
And it's one of those dubious titles that no one really wants to claim. Even teams who say, well, I'll worry about running it because we throw it all the time. Being able to run it when you want to is a key to success in the NFL, and Detroit struggled doing that. 3rd and 11, 5 in the secondary now.
Nickel look. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've hit the end of quarter one. But it's the Lions that have the early lead. We'll be back to Seattle right after this.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, as the Lions are in possession of the football here to begin quarter number 2. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up. It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And this is going to be incomplete.
Whenever I see an in-route dropped, as we just saw in that play, I'm always thinking that in the back of their mind, they're worried about what's coming at them because they're going towards traffic on that route as opposed to being away from it and maybe having a little bit more space.
Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
4 down.
380.
47.
First down, this is Rawls. And he'll find some space up to about the 25.
Holding offense.
And that right there will set him back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
Tight end right. Even. 4 down. Even. 47's the mic.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And his throw here's incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And that'll bring up second down. So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's second and long.
Stop right there. 4 down.
From the gun, it's Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there.
Holding offense.
So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag.
Not today. Not ever. Break. Strong left. Strong left. Strong left. Hey.
Blue 15.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4.
On second down, Rawls. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a third down and long.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight right. Tight right.
A dime look defensively for the Lions on third. Third and long. It's Wilson. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
Oh, boy, he got a favorable spot there. The guys on the sidelines were raising their hands over their head and clasping their hands to signal safety. But the official marked it just outside the end zone at the 1-yard line.
Here's John Ryan now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Now it's Tate. One of the longest punts in the last decade or so, 80-plus yards. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. So out now come the Lions. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
Man, it wasn't that long ago that the guy playing that spot was an outside linebacker type of a guy. Now, as a defensive end, how about the speed that he used to get into the backfield and make the play?
Hey, we got tight left. Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Key him.
A nickel look by Seattle on third down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now. From his own goal line, Stafford. And that is incomplete.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So the roughing the passer penalty, 15 yards, and Charles, the defender, needs to know to stop there.
We've been talking about it for years. You essentially get one step after the quarterback throws his pass. Anything close to that or beyond that, you're going to get flagged.
Tight right. Hey, boys, we got 4 down.
Set, lady.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he can't quite bring it in. Might have heard footsteps there across the middle. Second down. I think that's Sherman down. Yes, it is. Apparently shaken up there. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Second down now after the incompletion.
Slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island.
You're set, lady.
Hey, watch 12.
Second and 10, Stafford again. Trying to get it to Ebron, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Roughing the pass here, but Charles, that's a good call. But these days, you know, quarterbacks, they're very protective.
We know how protected they are, and if it's anything borderline, they're going to get the call. But as a defender, that's hard to swallow sometimes because there's so many of these bang-bang plays.
Break. Man left. 4 down. Check.
You're set, lady.
Hey, watch that.
A handoff to Abdullah. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
Tight end right.
You're set, lady.
4 down.
Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. Over the middle, complete to Tate. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
You know, in Hollywood, I've been told that one of the adages is, it's hard to make a character actor a leading man. Well, Golden Tate had always been a number 2 receiver, but he turned into a number 1 receiver in Detroit. And I loved what he got done this year because he added back into his game yards after catch. And boy, was he exciting this season.
And because of those yards after catch, up over 1,000 on the season, just the 2nd time in his career.
Yeah, they used him out wide in the slot. They brought him into the backfield and handed it to him there. He became one of those top performers no matter how defense is aligned against him.
And he'll face his former mates in Seattle in the first round of the playoffs.
Defense.
So roughing the passer, 15-yard penalty.
And you notice how the offensive line responded. A couple went to check on the quarterback, and a couple went to the guy who hit the quarterback. No one likes to see their quarterback hit.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Move. Even.
180.
Even.
Abdullah. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. Earl Thomas in on the stop. Now it's 2nd and 7.
Kid 21.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On second down, here's Stafford. Looking for someone to throw to. Caught on the right side by Jones. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Stafford looking to throw on, and that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Jeremy Curley, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions are able to grow their lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
And he's got it to make it now 13-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off.
Defense.
And you as a former defender should know that the referees are watching this closely, defensive holding.
They watch it awfully closely. I sure wish they'd let it be 5.5 yards like they do for the offensive guys, but in this case, they were strict with the rule.
We got trips over here. Trips over here. Let's overload. Overload.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And Graham's got it over the middle. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
That throw has to be a quarterback's dream, doesn't it? Big tight end, curling in the middle of the field, so it's great sight lines for him. And when they show their numbers back to the quarterback, when they sit down right there, that should be pitch and catch.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. They come out here in the eye. Now Wilson on second down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Ziggy Ansah in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
And the defense will try and pin their ears back and get pressure again here after the sack. It's third down.
Hey, we got 4.
On third down, Wilson. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. Here's John Ryan now as he's on to punt for Seattle. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. And the Seahawks defense heads back out there now. See if they can regroup a little bit. They gave up the touchdown last drive.
And you know from our meetings with coaches all across the league, one of their pet peeves, when teams get down, a lot of these guys now, they want to treat it like it's a video game or something. Hit reset. Let's start over, coach. Out of the first 2 series, they don't even matter now. Let's play again. That's not how it works. You're down. You gave up a touchdown. You can't do it again. You have to dig in, grit it out, and fight it out. Reset buttons. It's driving everybody crazy. There are no reset buttons when you're playing in this game.
Preach, Chucky. Preach.
Encroachment, defense.
Let's get off the field, D.
Still first down.
Strong right.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Lions linemen might have moved.
Offense.
Tight right. Solo out there. Check
Another pistol look here.
Hey.
Here's Abdullah. Oh, he shifts past him. And some room to maneuver. Amir Abdullah, the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. Amir Abdullah, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Lions add on to their lead. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again,
and again.
It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
Now Prater to add the PAT. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. We got 4. We got 4.
On first down, Wilson. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Holding. Defense.
That's it, baby.
Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit.
Hey, boys, we got four down.
You ready, lady?
Mike's 54.
Abdullah on the counter. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. 4 down.
All right,
Check,
boys, here we
check.
go.
Again, it's Abdullah. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. The tackle made by K.J. Wright.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6.
You set. 180.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up 4th.
Slants are so tough to cover because everything happens so fast, but sometimes it happens too fast for the guy catching the ball because all of his movements have to be quick off the line of scrimmage, and then all of a sudden the ball's right on top of you, and maybe he got a little bit ahead of himself there.
Yeah, a lot of times coming in with good pace, and he dropped it. So now the field goal unit trots out there for the 3rd time tonight. This a 43-yard attempt. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. So after the pick, they can't capitalize for 6, but they do get 3.
And I know in this situation, most of us wanted to focus on the offense. You know what side of the ball I played on. Let's give that defense a lot of credit, taking over in a sudden change situation and shutting them down.
Now it's Martin to do the honors after the made field goal. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Let's go.
Encroachment. Defense. Still first down.
Double tight. 4 down. Tight. 380. Mike's 47.
Wilson going to give to Rawls. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Ezekiel Ziggy Ansah with a tackle for loss. Just think he's still learning the game of football. Didn't play a heck of a lot of it in his native country. And at BYU was just scratching the surface before he hit the NFL.
Yeah, from Ghana, where he really liked soccer and basketball, but football's okay for him, right?
Yeah, I think it's worked out very well. Drafted on potential, he's realizing it here.
They stay on the ground. Rawls again. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that any time you hand the ball to a back.
And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down.
4 down. Check. 4 down.
They run with a power back. Rawls. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs.
Hey, got 4 down.
Wilson a give to Rawls. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
And I know it's hard in live action, but you've got to keep your hands away from the face. That's a 15-yard penalty.
You work on it all the time, making sure your target area is lower and trying to keep your hands away from the face mask so you don't get the big penalty.
Graham slotted out to the left.
47's the mic, boys.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. He'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And he'll get it down here to the 43.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Got the hand caught up in the grill of the face mask. 15-yard penalty.
So tough for a defender. You're trying so hard to make a play, and the way that these offensive guys can move around, sometimes your hand gets into the wrong place.
So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Watch left. Tight end to the left. Tight end left.
In the slot on the right is Graham.
4 down. Alert.
Now Wilson on 1st down. He's got time. And he's got room. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. So this brings up a 2nd and 2.
Watch left. Tight. Watch left. Hey. 4 down.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
Oh, and the defender took some liberties there with a late hit, roughing the passer.
The league has done a great job of defining what is a late hit and illegal contact on a quarterback. The defenders really have to get in line.
Tight end right. We got 4. Check three.
And it's 1st and goal now, but still 10 yards to go. Stepping up, he'll try and run. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with 2nd down coming up.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it, and while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will have the highlights and analysis of this first half from our studios in Orlando.
And I have a feeling those highlights will be pretty one-sided, too.
I think you're right, partner.
Break. Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight right. Tight right. 4 down. Check.
On second down, here's Wilson. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
And the dreaded face mask penalty, that's going to cost him 15 yards.
And it's such a dangerous play. Body going one way, and then your head gets yanked back the other. 15 yards is the right call.
Single. Watch 88. Watch 88. Move 15. Shot. Watch the run.
Wilson.
Pass.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And Pete Carroll throwing down near the goal line and it not turning out well. I think we've seen that before.
Feels like a flashback, doesn't it? You go back to the Super Bowl against the Patriots, and everybody expected them to run the ball, and they didn't throw it. Crucial interception that ended the game essentially for them. I think everyone thinks they're going to run it every single time now. That's just not going to be the case.
Here it's a costly fumble. And time now for the Seahawk defense to take their spots again on the field. And a really nice job last time. Offense had great field position, but they were able to hold them just 4 plays, and they had to hit the field goal.
We saw the benefits of practice there from the defense, though, didn't we? Because most teams, when they have that type of field position that they have to start defense on, they treat it almost like what we call sudden change. You know, after a turnover or a big kick return, whatever that is, you tell the guys, listen, you got to bow up. You got to get in there. Make sure you don't give up any more than a field goal.
They bowed up all right. We'll see if they bow up again. Stafford surveying the field toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Holding. Defense.
So the defensive holding penalty here, Charles.
You get outside of 5 yards downfield and you get grabby with an offensive player, the flag will come out every time.
Hey, got tight left, tight ends left.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
Mike 5-4.
Now a first down throw, Stafford. It's brought in left side by Tate. A gain of 6 there on first.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Alone to the right is Jones. Here's Stafford now on second down. And that one is incomplete. He just dropped it. But they're up big on the scoreboard, so maybe he can chuckle about later. So a second down incompletion now brings up third down.
4 down, 4 down.
It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. And he connects with Ebron. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on 3rd down. And they're on 3rd and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handed to the fullback, right? As we evolve, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a 1st down.
Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. 2nd down here after the incomplete pass.
Even. 4 down. Even. Monday. Shift.
On the run, Abdullah.
Run.
And they'll bring him. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. So as they take it over, we step aside. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action.
Break. Two tights. 4 down. Check. 4 down.
And with time running down, they go down to a knee. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. So as they take it over, we step aside. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Detroit. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Lions taking the lead to the break. As we send you across the country to Orlando, standing by there, Larry Ridley with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. The Seahawks are down right now, but they have to feel like they're still in it. The Lions have been the better team, though, and will try to maintain the lead in the second half. So let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. Seahawks with the ball, end of the first, with plenty of pressure this half, and another sack. After the pick, offense comes out now. Tight coverage here, but the completion is made. This goes for a touchdown. Lead now goes to 13. Now 1st and 10, and he'll end up at their own 25-yard line before being tackled.
All right, Larry, indeed a one-sided affair to this point as we get set for half two. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. And out now come the Seahawks. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or do they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out.
Hey, we got four down.
Second half starts with a run by Rawls. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, Brandon, so much for halftime adjustments. They still can't get anything going on the ground. It may be time to loosen things up and start flinging it around a little bit.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
Hey, four down.
Rawls, the lone man in the backfield. A fake to Rawls. Now it's Wilson. Going for the deep ball. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Now the fourth-year man from Texas A&M, Kristen Michael. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down.
I know in most cases people think you throw the ball in this situation, and when they ran, it almost felt like a little bit of a surrender, maybe a give up. But I don't know if that's really the case. They might have been probing a little bit, checking the defense and filing it away for later. They might have something working later on.
Here's John Ryan now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
defense,
got the lead. Yeah.
we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Holding. Defense.
Thought he may have gotten away with one there, but the ref caught him, and it's holding.
Man left.
We got 4.
They come up in an offset eye.
That lady! Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Mike.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. Ebron caught left side. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 13 on the pickup there. And it's good enough for a Detroit first down.
Okay, when the big guy runs a corner route, you're asking a lot no matter who's covering him. Doesn't matter whether it's a linebacker or a defensive back.
Yeah.
He usually has the advantage because of his body type.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Tight end right.
Hey, boys, we got 4. 4 down.
Here's Abdullah running right. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
But that certainly felt like an example of the defense just saying, okay, we've had enough. We've gotten mashed all night long. About time we got a good play in. But flip it over to the offensive side. They've got to be really upset that they allowed a play like that to happen. They were pitching such a great game. They want to keep it going.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. 4 down. 4 down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. It's caught. Jones. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Roughing the passer, that's shades of Charles Davis back in his playing days.
Oh, I sure wish it had been, Brandon. Back in my day, I didn't hit anyone hard enough to rough the passer. I had a number of teammates that handled that for me.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Sting on the slot. Sting on the slot. 85 is coming. 85 is coming. Watch him.
They go play action here on first down. And incomplete. Probably should have had that one, but with the game he's having tonight, maybe they'll let it go.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, an in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
Watch left. Watch left. Watch left. He's tight right there. He's tight right there. Easy. Switch.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Down to about the 22 here. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and end of the game situations about how much time's on the board and, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. That kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
Third and 2, Stafford. And he couldn't corral it. It falls down incomplete, but maybe not a big deal given this big lead.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. Now it's Matt Prater on for the Lion field goal try. From the left hash, this from 39. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And that will make the lead now 26. So make him 4 out of 4 now in the field goal department, and he's able to extend their lead.
When drives are bogged down, he's been automatic out there. So nice to have a kicker you can count on to put points on the board.
Now it's Martin to do the honors after the made field goal. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3-and-out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see.
Strong left. Strong left.
In the slot on the right is Graham.
Four down. Check.
They'll try to get the running game going with Rawls. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Hey,
Move 15.
we got 4.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. He's got time in the pocket. Still back there. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the 2nd down incompletion. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On 3rd down, Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
Oh, heavy Lion pressure here, and they block it. This will be touchdown, Lions.
Partners, you well know every block punt wasn't necessarily a called block. Sometimes the guy just finds his way back there. Doesn't matter. The play happens, and that one turned into 6 points because they handled it so well after the block.
Prater on to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Well, not only did they block it, the awareness to go and grab it and then take it into the end zone for 6 points. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Tight right.
Hey, 4 down.
Tight.
47's the mic. 47's the mic.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10.
Strong right. 4 down. Alert.
A running play for Rawls. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Just a couple there on the second down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation. 8 yards still remaining here on third down.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver.
Watch 88.
From the gun on third down, Wilson. And the third down pass falls incomplete. The intended target, Doug Baldwin. And that'll bring up a 4th down. Here's John Ryan now. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. We focus our attention on the Seahawks defense now. And a field goal surrendered the last time out. Just by and large, are field goals wins for the defensive side?
They certainly are in today's football because offenses are so tuned up and usually have the ability to strike almost at will that when you're only giving up 3, you feel like it's almost like basketball. You're trading, right? I give up 3 on my end. I'm counting my offense to get 6 on the other, and that is a win.
Yeah, it's a win for the kicker, too, I guess, if he makes the field goal, right?
No doubt about it. He feels good about things, but his team feels like they settled.
Hey. 4 down.
Stafford on first down. Ebron with it over the middle. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. And the offense lining up 1st and 10.
Tight on the left. Move.
We got 4.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
Hey, boys, we got 4. 4 down. Motion.
To throw on 2nd down is Stafford. Curley's got it, complete. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down.
He's tight on the right.
They go back to Abdullah on first. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
No chance, no chance. Good hit, baby. Good hit. Good hit, baby.
So now the offense is facing a first down and 20 after that last mistake.
4 down, 4 down.
Tag 50, tag 50.
Following the penalty, Abdullah. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. But that was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Here's Stafford now on second down. And that one is incomplete. He just dropped it. But they're up big on the scoreboard, so maybe he can chuckle about later. Stafford. And Jones has it over the middle. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a 4th down now.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. Here's Sam Martin now. He's been terrific so far. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Solo out there. Check the outs out there.
Movement there on the offensive line. A little quick and a 5-yard penalty.
False start. Offense.
Tight end right, tight end right. Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
Tight, blue 15. Hey, check Mike 47. Check Mike 47.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And left side here, it's Graham. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
On second down, Wilson. It's caught outright by Graham. And they'll get him down here at the 23.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So a big roughing the passer penalty, Charles, and of course that's 15 yards.
And everyone knows how protected the quarterbacks are. You've got to make sure that when you launch at a quarterback that you're hitting him in the right spot and in the right time.
fresh set of downs here.
Left coming, left coming. I'm coming.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle.
False start, offense.
Too little, Cupcake.
First and 15 here behind the chains.
Watch tight end. Tight right, tight right.
Hey, 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 hey.
Go,
Four
let's
down,
go,
four
let's
down,
go.
four down.
Here's Rawls.
Go, 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 run.
And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. He wipes out the penalty yardage with a good run to get it back to 2nd and 7.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles.
Watch left.
We just saw the
Tight end to right,
linebacker
tight end left.
make that play.
We got 4.
Right,
315.
Off the play fake to Rawls. Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Defense looking to hold serve one last time here on 3rd and 7.
Watch left.
Hey, boys, go
Left.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Ezekiel Ansah in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Here's John Ryan now as he's on to punt for Seattle. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. And Detroit getting set to go now. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The
Leverage.
big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive.
Tight end left. Tight end left. 4 down. Check. Lady.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. And incomplete. Probably should have had that one, but with the game he's having tonight, maybe they'll let it go. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's 2nd down.
4 down.
Offensive line wasn't set. There's the flag, and 5 yards back they go.
Quarterback has to look around and make sure that his team is ready to go. Sometimes the quarterbacks go faster than is necessary.
Tight end left. 4 down.
4 down.
White.
Check.
A second down run for Abdullah. Oh, little 360.
Oh, man.
Good job, D. Good job.
Nothing there, no gain, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 15.
Well, he didn't make headway on that one, but he's had plenty of carries all night long. I just wonder if maybe he's a little bit tired from toting the rock that much.
Man left.
And on 3rd and 15, we see the dime look, 6 DBs on the field.
Playing pass all the way. Back to throw, Stafford. Caught on the right side by Jones.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So the roughing the passer penalty, 15 yards, and Charles, the defender, needs to know to stop there.
We've been talking about it for years. You essentially get 1 step after the quarterback throws his pass. Anything close to that or beyond that, you're going to get flagged.
Watch tight. Tight end right. 4 down. Check. 4 down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And they're 6 yards away from picking up the first here on 2nd down.
Hey. We got 4 down.
From the pistol, they'll run with Abdullah. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. And credit the tackle to Cliff Averill. Let's see what they go to here on 3rd down and 6. Alone to the right is Jones. Off of play action. Here's Stafford. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Roughing the pass here, but Charles, that's a good call. But these days, you know, quarterbacks, they're very protective.
We know how protected they are, and if it's anything borderline, they're going to get the call. But as a defender, that's hard to swallow sometimes because there's so many of these bang-bang plays.
Double tight. 4 down. Alert.
Now Stafford hands to Abdullah. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
He's had a big game tonight, and while no one's going to be overly concerned about that last play, you also know that the offense coordinator does not want to see that happen again. They want to get back to doing what they've been doing all game long.
And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12.
Hey. 4 down.
They'll try the air now with Stafford. And that one is incomplete. He just dropped it. But they're up big on the scoreboard, so maybe he can chuckle about later. And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
We got 4.
Set, lady. Here I come.
Riddick with a carry. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
4-7's a mic. 4-7's a mic.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 11 on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
I really don't know where to go with this one. He caught the pass, but in the opposite direction towards his own end zone. That's not one you get every game.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Tight ends on the Ringo.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. And left side here, it's Graham. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
the speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
So completion on 2nd down, that brings up 3rd.
Single.
Throwing is Wilson. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle 3rd of the field, and that brings up 4th. Here's John Ryan now, as he's on to punt for Seattle. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. And our attention shifts here to the Seahawks defense. They forced the punt the last time, got off the field. I'm sure some of your D coordinators through the years, you liked when you heard those words, get off the field.
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
Or maybe you didn't like it when you heard those words.
It depended on when they were yelling them. But in this situation, absolutely perfect. Get off the field, force a punt, and let the offense take over and do their thing, and it resulted in a field goal.
Now we'll see if they can do that again.
Double tight. 4 down. Set, lady. Watch 9.
They start the drive with Abdullah. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Face mask penalty, and Charles, you were a defender. You know sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to keep your hands away from that face mask.
Sometimes you just get out of position as a defender when you're trying to make a tackle, so you end up flailing away, and your hand gets into the wrong spot.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right. 4 down. Set, 180.
They'll run it now out of the gun.
Run.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
2nd down following the run.
Tight right. Here we go.
They go with Abdullah again. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
And
Good work, D. That's how we
Automatic
fall,
first down.
brother. Keep playing hard. Woo!
So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Double tight. 4 down. Check. 4 down.
On the ground, it's Reddick. Look at the spin. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, but I believe the Lion was there to recover it. Yes, they will indeed keep possession.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Two tights.
Hey, we are.
Here's Reddick. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Charles, I know it's hard when live bullets are flying, but you cannot keep your hand up around the face mask area.
It is absolutely inexcusable nowadays. We talk about target areas all the time. You have to aim lower so that your hand doesn't get involved in the face mask.
Tight ends left. Hey, 4 down. Check the backer.
Now Reddick. And he loses the football a second time.
Yeah, baby. We got it.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field, and they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now it's Wilson. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. He was looking for Thomas Rawls there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down.
Hey. 4 down.
2nd and 10 now. Wilson. This complete to Lockett. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Partner, nothing complicated here. This is just a pretty simple drag route.
You're exactly right, Brandon. Instead of throwing it downfield, they just throw it underneath and let the receiver do the work.
2 yards to go here on third down.
Single.
Graham slotted out to the left.
Watch the boy.
3rd and 2, now Wilson. He's got Curse. And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the first.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first.
Tight end's right. Watch tight end. We got 4.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he showed a nice little juke, but then the window quickly closed.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So roughing the passer, 15-yard penalty.
And you notice how the offensive line responded. A couple went to check on the quarterback, and a couple went to the guy who hit the quarterback. No one likes to see their quarterback hit.
So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Tight end right.
Hey, boys, 4 down.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. Rolls the lone man in the backfield. Now it's Wilson finding time, looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Holding, offense.
So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push him back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up first downs.
Hey, we got tight right. 4 down. Go.
Hey, big drive right here.
Check 3.
Again, Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. That'll be a gain of 16. And they're going to have a 3rd down.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision. And receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
They get the completed pass, but still have more to go here on 3rd down.
4 down.
Wilson will throw again. It's caught on the left side by Kurz. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Jermaine Kurz, 30 yards. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC?
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
Stephen Hauschka for the point after. And that'll cut the lead down to 26. That time a 6-play drive. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Lions now. And last time, the fumble to turnover. Now, they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. The turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
That's the relief, that you still have the lead. But coaches look at what if and what it should be. Turning the ball over when they've got a chance to score more points and increase the lead, that's what's going to affect them.
And they're also thinking to future weeks, maybe when the game's closer, right?
No doubt about it. You want to clean up everything. Let's just be honest about it. They want everything to be perfect at all times. They don't want to give up anything that's going to hurt their team.
And they'll run it here. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
4 down, check, 4 down.
They go back to Reddick. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down. 7 yards remain now on 3rd down.
Strong left. Hey, we got 4.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. He's got time. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Here's Russell Wilson and the Seahawk offense now getting set to go again. So as you see the numbers, a very uncharacteristic start, but he's been more characteristic as of late.
And usually we're seeing a very good start out of him because, let's face it, he's one of the best out there. But when he does have a start, as we just saw, would you call it uncharacteristic? You know mentally he's not that worried about it. He knows how good he is and figures he's going to get back on the beam real fast.
Check 3. Blue 15.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Encroachment defense. Still 1st down.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there.
I got you, 88. I got you.
Rolls the lone man in the backfield. Now it's Wilson. It's caught. Lockett sheds a second man.
He's building up some momentum, isn't he?
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
We just saw an example of what we talk about all the time when we meet with coaches. They want that hidden yardage to come to the front when they throw the football. Throw it, catch it, and then pick up more yardage after the catch.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Tight right.
Graham slotted out to the left.
Hey, 4 down.
On 1st down, Wilson. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. So incomplete on 1st. Let's see what 2nd down has in store.
Double tight. Hey, guys,
Check me out. We got 3 down, but we got to stand up over there.
2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. And that's incomplete. The tight end, Luke Wilson, was the target. And it's 3rd down.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now. They'll come out in the pistol.
Whatever you do, don't let 89 go deep.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And that's incomplete. Kristen Michael was the intended receiver, and it brings up 4th down. Here's John Ryan now as he's on to punt for Seattle. And the Seahawks defense working their way back out onto the field. They have a little something to build off of from last time with a 3-and-out.
And what they have to build off of, great confidence right now. Being able to stuff someone on a 3-and-out, you feel like you're in control now. You're doing the dictating. They want to see if that can continue as this game progresses.
Will it continue? We'll see.
We got double tight. Double tight. 4 down. Alert.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Yeah. Hey, we got tight left. Watch tight end. Key him. Key the tight end.
We go set. Red 80.
And they'll go on the ground. And he had a nifty little deke juke move, but he stopped shortly thereafter. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. So 2nd down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on 3rd.
We got 4.
We go set. Red 80.
Throwing is Stafford. And he connects with Ebron. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
4 down. Check. Red 80.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
Too quick to the trigger that time. Neutral zone infraction, and that'll cost him 5 yards. So following the penalty, now 1st and 5.
5-4.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
And I know it's hard in live action, but you've got to keep your hands away from the face. That's a 15-yard penalty.
You work on it all the time, making sure your target area is lower and trying to keep your hands away from the face mask so you don't get the big penalty.
Four down.
They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
It's really no surprise to see them running the ball here. They've got the lead, not much time left. They just want to keep the clock moving, and they can win it right now.
And they still need 8 yards for the first here on 2nd down.
Even. 4 down. Even.
We're rolling.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
4 down. Check. 4 down.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one. Maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
Stafford will stay out there. He'll lead his guys up to go for it on 4th down. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say good night from Seattle.